What does it mean to live in harmony with nature? Imagine you're navigating the bustling streets of New York City, surrounded by the sounds of honking cars and the chatter of people rushing by. As you weave through the crowd, you can't help but feel the weight of everyday stress pressing down on you. Perhaps you've just received a demanding email from your boss, or maybe you're juggling the responsibilities of work, family, and social commitments. In moments like these, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed and disconnected from yourself and the world around you. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can provide guidance. At its core, Stoicism teaches us how to live in harmony with nature, both the natural world and our own human nature. Living in harmony with nature isn't just about adopting an eco-friendly lifestyle or following our instincts like animals. It's about understanding the deeper principles that govern our existence and making choices that reflect those principles. The Stoics believed that to live well, we must cultivate virtue, which is the highest good. Virtue encompasses qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When we live virtuously, we create a solid foundation for true happiness, regardless of the external circumstances we face. The Stoic philosopher Zeno of Citium, who founded the Stoic school of thought, emphasized that everything in life can be classified as good, bad, or indifferent. Good things are associated with virtue, bad things with vice and indifference, such as wealth, reputation, and physical appearance, do not inherently lead to happiness or misery. This classification encourages us to focus on what truly matters, guiding our decisions and actions in the right direction. Another essential Stoic concept is Oikeiosis, which refers to our natural inclination for self-preservation and the instinct to care for ourselves and those we love. Picture a young professional in Los Angeles trying to balance the demands of a high-pressure job with the need for self-care. The instinct to work hard and provide for oneself and family is rooted in this idea of oikeiosis. However, it is our capacity for rational thought that sets us apart from animals. Unlike animals that act purely on instinct, we have the ability to reflect on our desires and choose how to respond. For example, when that young professional feels overwhelmed by work stress, they might experience the urge to lash out at a colleague or neglect their health. However, Stoicism teaches that we can pause, recognize these urges, and choose a more constructive response, whether that means seeking help, engaging in a calming activity, or having an open conversation with a colleague. This rational capacity allows us to navigate life's complexities with grace and poise. So, what does it mean to live in harmony with nature? It means acknowledging our role within the larger universe while also understanding our unique contributions as individuals. Each person brings distinct strengths and perspectives to the table, and when we embrace these differences, we enrich our communities. Happiness, as the Stoics teach, is not contingent on external factors. It is accessible to everyone who chooses to live virtuously. In this video, we will delve deeper into these Stoic principles, exploring how they can guide us in our daily lives and help us cultivate a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. By embracing Stoic wisdom, we can learn to live in harmony with nature, leading to a more balanced and rewarding existence. 1. The Stoic perspective on nature and virtue. Let's set the scene. You're sitting in a cozy coffee shop in downtown Chicago, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafting through the air. You're catching up with a friend who has just shared their frustration about not receiving a promotion at work. Their voice is filled with disappointment, and they question their self-worth, feeling that their value is tied to external achievements. It's a relatable moment that many of us experience, feeling like our worth is defined by our titles or salaries. But what if there were a way to shift that perspective? This is where Stoic philosophy offers profound insights. At its heart, Stoicism teaches us about living in accordance with nature, a concept that encompasses both the natural world and our human nature. Living harmoniously with nature means aligning our actions with the fundamental principles that govern the universe. For the Stoics, this alignment is achieved through the cultivation of virtue, which they defined as the highest good. Virtue includes qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When we embody these virtues, we create a solid foundation for true happiness, regardless of our external circumstances. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, emphasized the importance of virtue for a good life. He argued that while external factors like wealth and reputation may seem significant, they do not determine our happiness. Instead, fulfillment comes from within, through our choices and actions. Instead of feeling inadequate when your friend grapples with their job situation, you might gently remind them of this Stoic principle. True value lies in who we are, not in our job titles. The Stoics classified experiences into 3 categories: good, bad, and indifferent. Good things are associated with virtue, bad things with vice, and indifference, such as health, wealth, and social status, are neither inherently good nor bad. This classification can be liberating. It allows us to focus on what truly matters in life, our character and our decisions. When your friend feels disappointed about not getting the promotion, it's an opportunity to encourage them to reflect on their virtues instead. Are they being honest, hardworking, and just? These qualities truly define them, not the title they hold. Let's dive deeper into the Stoic understanding of virtue. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This emphasizes that our internal mindset shapes our experiences. Stoics believe that by cultivating good thoughts aligned with virtue, we can maintain our happiness regardless of outside events. Imagine your friend learns to view their job not just as a source of income, but as a platform to practice their virtues. They might approach each task with diligence and integrity, seeing their work as an opportunity to contribute positively to their organization. This shift in perspective can transform frustration into fulfillment. Now, let's discuss the Stoic concept of Oikeiosis, which refers to our instinct for self-preservation and the natural inclination to care for ourselves and those we love. Picture your friend who, despite feeling down about their job, still prioritizes their family and friends. This instinct is rooted in the idea of oikeiosis. However, unlike animals that act purely on instinct, humans possess the ability to reflect and choose our responses. Imagine your friend receives a critical email from their boss, triggering feelings of frustration and self-doubt. Instead of reacting impulsively, the Stoic approach encourages them to pause and consider their response. They might think, "What is within my control? How can I respond virtuously?" This rational capacity allows them to navigate their emotions thoughtfully, choosing to engage constructively rather than lash out at their boss or colleagues. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively about the importance of maintaining a rational mindset. He noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom is vital for your friend as they confront the challenges of their work environment. By reminding themselves that their worth is not defined by external validation, they can reclaim their power and focus on what truly matters. Consider how this Stoic perspective can transform the way we view setbacks. When faced with challenges, whether in our careers or personal lives, we can choose to view these obstacles as opportunities for growth. For instance, if your friend uses this experience to reflect on their strengths and areas for improvement, they can emerge from this situation more resilient and self-aware. The Stoic practice of self-examination encourages us to ask ourselves tough questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow? This practice helps us cultivate a mindset that embraces challenges rather than shies away from them. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus also emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. He famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic thought and serves as a powerful reminder that our responses define our experiences. When your friend faces disappointment at work, they have the power to choose their reaction, which can lead to personal growth and a positive attitude. Ultimately, living in accordance with nature means recognizing our place within the larger universe and understanding our unique contributions as individuals. Each of us has distinct strengths and perspectives, and when we embrace these differences, we enrich our communities. Happiness, as the Stoics teach, is not dependent on external validation. It is accessible to everyone who chooses to live virtuously. By focusing on our character and the virtues we embody, we can find fulfillment that is not swayed by the ups and downs of life. In summary, the Stoic perspective offers a profound way to navigate the complexities of modern existence. By understanding the nature of virtue, practicing self-reflection, and embracing our instincts while exercising rationality, we can cultivate a sense of peace and resilience in our lives. This is not just a philosophical exercise. It's a practical guide for living well in a chaotic world. With this understanding of the Stoic perspective on nature and virtue, we can now turn to the next important concept: Oikeiosis, embracing our instincts for self-preservation and how they shape our interactions with the world around us. 2. Oikeiosis, embracing our instincts for self-preservation. Let's visualize a scenario. You're walking through the vibrant streets of San Francisco, the sun shining brightly as you head to your favorite park. You're catching up with a friend who is an aspiring entrepreneur, excitedly sharing their latest business idea. However, as the conversation unfolds, they express anxiety about potential failure. They worry about financial instability, the uncertainty of the market, and whether they'll be able to sustain their passion. This feeling of anxiety is all too familiar, isn't it? Many of us face similar fears when pursuing our dreams. But what if we could reframe these feelings through the lens of Stoic philosophy, particularly the concept of oikeiosis? Oikeiosis is a fundamental Stoic principle that refers to our instinct for self-preservation and the natural inclination to care for ourselves and our loved ones. It's the innate drive to seek what is beneficial for our survival and well-being. This instinct is not merely about physical survival, but encompasses emotional and psychological well-being as well. In the context of our entrepreneurial friend, their anxiety stems from a deep-seated desire to protect their future and ensure their success. Understanding this instinct through a Stoic perspective can lead to greater clarity and resilience. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus explained that our instincts are natural, but it's our rational faculty that sets us apart from animals. He stated it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This quote highlights the importance of how we interpret our instincts and fears. Your friend's anxiety about their business venture, while rooted in a natural instinct to protect their future, can become overwhelming if it leads to irrational thoughts and decisions. The key is not to suppress these instincts, but to understand and channel them constructively. When faced with anxiety, the Stoics encourage us to reflect on the nature of our fears. For instance, your friend might ask themselves, what is the worst that could happen if my business fails? By examining this fear more closely, they may realize that the consequences, while undoubtedly challenging, are not insurmountable. This kind of rational assessment aligns with the Stoic practice of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. As Epictetus wisely pointed out, some things are up to us and some are not. In practical terms, your friend could take actionable steps to mitigate their fears. They might develop a detailed business plan, seek mentorship from experienced entrepreneurs, or create a financial cushion to ease their anxiety about potential failure. By focusing on what they can control, their preparation, effort, and willingness to adapt, they can transform their instinctual fears into proactive strategies. This is the essence of embracing Oikeiosis, recognizing our instincts and using our rationality to respond effectively. Consider another example, a person facing a major life transition, such as moving to a new city or starting a new job. The instinctual fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. However, by applying Stoic principles, they can reframe their mindset. Instead of viewing the move as a threat, they can see it as an opportunity for growth and exploration. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This perspective encourages us to embrace challenges as essential parts of our journey, transforming fear into a motivating force. When we think about our instincts, it's important to recognize that they can serve as guiding signals. For example, if someone feels anxious before a job interview, this instinct is a natural response to a high-stakes situation. Rather than allowing that anxiety to overwhelm them, they can use it as a signal to prepare thoroughly. They might research the company, practice their answers, and visualize a successful interview. This proactive approach aligns with the Stoic belief in taking positive action in response to our instincts. The Stoic philosopher Seneca also emphasized the importance of understanding our instincts. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This quote serves as a reminder that many of our fears are exaggerated and that the reality of a situation is often less daunting than we imagine. By confronting our fears directly and preparing for potential outcomes, we can minimize the power they hold over us. Another crucial aspect of Oikeiosis is the recognition of our interconnectedness within the larger community. Stoicism teaches that we are all part of a greater whole and our actions have consequences beyond ourselves. When we act in ways that honor our instincts while considering the impact on others, we create a more harmonious society. For instance, if your friend's business idea involves providing a service that helps others, they can feel more motivated to pursue it, knowing it serves a greater purpose. This alignment with nature and community nurtures a sense of fulfillment that transcends personal success. Practicing empathy can also help us navigate our instincts more effectively. When we understand that others experience fear and anxiety, we foster an environment of support and understanding. Imagine your friend sharing their entrepreneurial fears with a mentor who has been through similar challenges. This open dialogue can provide not only emotional comfort but also practical advice and encouragement. Stoicism teaches us that we are not alone in our struggles and that our shared experiences can strengthen our bonds. Moreover, embracing Oikeiosis means being aware of how our instincts can influence our relationships. When we prioritize our well-being, we can better support those around us. For example, if you're feeling stable and secure in your own life, you're more likely to be present and supportive for friends and family who are struggling. The Stoics believed that caring for others is an essential aspect of living in accordance with nature. As Seneca said, "No man is an island." Our well-being is interconnected, and nurturing our instincts can lead to healthier relationships. Now, let's consider the role of self-reflection in managing our instincts. Stoicism encourages regular self-examination, which helps us understand our motivations and fears. By taking time each day to reflect on our thoughts and actions, we can identify patterns that may be holding us back. This practice aligns with the Stoic belief in the importance of living intentionally. For instance, journaling can be a powerful tool for this self-reflection. Your friend might write about their fears, the reasons behind them, and the steps they can take to address those fears. This process not only clarifies their thoughts but also creates a roadmap for action. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By consciously shaping our thoughts through reflection, we can cultivate a mindset that embraces growth and resilience. Ultimately, embracing Oikeiosis means acknowledging our instincts and using them to guide our actions. It's about balancing our natural inclinations with rational thought and understanding. When we face challenges, whether in business or personal life, we can draw on our instincts for self-preservation to propel us forward rather than hold us back. The Stoics encourage us to take responsibility for our choices and to act in accordance with our values. As we reflect on the concept of Oikeiosis, it becomes clear that our instincts can serve as powerful allies in navigating life's complexities. By understanding and channeling these instincts wisely, we can cultivate resilience, foster connections, and pursue our goals with confidence. This Stoic perspective not only helps us manage our own fears, but also allows us to contribute positively to the lives of those around us. With this deeper understanding of Oikeiosis and our instincts for self-preservation, we can now explore how to distinguish between our rational thoughts and irrational fears, empowering us to choose our responses wisely in the face of adversity. 3. Rationality, our unique human trait. Imagine you're sitting in a bustling cafe in Seattle, sipping on a steaming cup of coffee. The chatter of patrons fills the air, and outside, the rain gently falls, creating a soothing backdrop. You're deep in conversation with a colleague who is struggling to manage their emotions at work. They've just had a heated exchange with a team member and are feeling overwhelmed by frustration and regret. "Why do I always let my emotions get the better of me?" they lament. This moment is all too familiar for many of us. We often find ourselves at the mercy of our feelings, especially in high-pressure situations. But what if we could harness our rationality to navigate these emotional storms? This is where Stoic philosophy shines, emphasizing the importance of rational thought as a cornerstone of our humanity. At the core of Stoic teachings is the idea that while we all experience emotions, it is our capacity for rational thought that distinguishes us from animals. The Stoics believe that rationality is what allows us to reflect on our instincts, assess our situations, and choose our responses. The philosopher Epictetus wisely stated, "What disturbs people's minds is not events, but their judgments concerning events." This highlights the profound truth that our emotional responses stem from how we interpret and judge our experiences, rather than the experiences themselves. When your colleague expresses frustration over their recent confrontation, you might remind them that it's not the exchange itself that defines the situation, but how they choose to respond to it. Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to determine our reactions through rational thought. By understanding this, your colleague can begin to detach their self-worth from their emotional responses, allowing them to approach the situation with a clearer mind. Let's delve deeper into the concept of rationality. Rationality involves the ability to think critically, analyze situations objectively, and make decisions based on reason rather than impulse. This skill is crucial when facing challenges. For example, if your colleague feels the urge to retaliate against their team member after an argument, they can pause and reflect on the consequences of such action. Instead of reacting in anger, they might choose to approach the situation calmly, seeking mutual understanding instead of conflict. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively about the importance of maintaining a rational mindset in his work Meditations. He advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic thought. Our true power lies in our ability to control our thoughts and reactions. By practicing rationality, we can cultivate emotional resilience and navigate life's challenges with grace. Consider a real-life situation where rationality plays a vital role. Imagine a recent college graduate, Sarah, who lands her first job at a tech startup. Initially, she's excited, but soon realizes that the job is more demanding than she anticipated. She feels overwhelmed by the workload and the pressure to perform. In this moment, Sarah has a choice. She can let her anxiety consume her, or she can apply Stoic principles to regain control. If she chooses the latter, Sarah can begin by breaking down her tasks into manageable steps. Instead of viewing her workload as an insurmountable mountain, she can rationally assess what needs to be done and prioritize her responsibilities. This approach not only alleviates her anxiety but also empowers her to take action. As Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." By focusing on her values and goals, Sarah can channel her energy into productive actions. Rationality also helps us maintain perspective in challenging situations. When faced with setbacks, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. However, Stoicism encourages us to adopt a broader view. For instance, if Sarah encounters a setback in her project, she can remind herself that setbacks are a natural part of any learning process. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." By reframing her thoughts, Sarah can transform frustration into a learning opportunity. Let's explore how rationality can be applied in social situations as well. Picture a scenario where you attend a gathering and overhear a group of colleagues gossiping about your performance. Instinctively, you might feel hurt or defensive. However, a Stoic approach encourages you to take a step back and evaluate the situation rationally. Instead of reacting impulsively, consider the motivations behind their words and whether their opinions truly reflect your worth. This rational detachment allows you to respond more thoughtfully, perhaps by seeking constructive feedback from trusted colleagues instead of reacting defensively. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of self-discipline, which is closely linked to rationality. Self-discipline enables us to align our actions with our values, even in the face of temptation. When we cultivate self-discipline, we strengthen our ability to make rational choices that support our long-term goals. For instance, if someone is trying to adopt healthier eating habits but finds themselves tempted by junk food, they can apply rationality to resist that temptation. By reminding themselves of their commitment to their health and the reasons behind their choices, they can choose a healthier option instead. Moreover, practicing mindfulness can enhance our rationality. Mindfulness involves being aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can create space between our emotions and our responses. This practice allows us to observe our instincts and assess them rationally. For example, if you feel anxious before a presentation, Mindfulness can help you recognize that anxiety without letting it dictate your actions. Instead of succumbing to fear, you can focus on your preparation and delivery, employing rational thought to guide your performance. Furthermore, the Stoics believed in the power of community and dialogue in refining our rationality. Engaging in discussions with others can provide new perspectives and insights that challenge our thinking. When we share our thoughts with trusted friends or mentors, we open ourselves to constructive criticism and growth. This process not only sharpens our rational faculties but also fosters deeper connections with others. In conclusion, rationality is a unique trait that empowers us to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. By embracing our rational capacity, we can transform our emotional responses into thoughtful actions. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control external events, we can control our thoughts and reactions. This realization is liberating, enabling us to approach challenges with confidence and resilience. As we move forward in our exploration of Stoic principles, we will now delve into the crucial topic of how to recognize and manage our emotional responses. By understanding the interplay between our rational thoughts and our feelings, we can cultivate a balanced approach to life's challenges, empowering us to respond wisely in every situation. For choosing your response, the Stoic path to emotional control. Imagine you're in a busy office in Manhattan, surrounded by the buzz of colleagues typing away at their computers. It's Monday morning, and you've just received a critical email from your manager. The tone is harsh and the feedback feels personal. You can feel a wave of frustration and anger rising within you. Your instinct might be to fire off a quick response, defending yourself and expressing your displeasure. But what if, instead, you paused and considered the Stoic approach to emotional control? This moment of pause can be the key to transforming a potentially volatile situation into an opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control external events, we can always control our responses to them. This principle is foundational to Stoic philosophy and is embodied in the teachings of philosophers like Epictetus, who famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoicism. Our power lies not in the events that occur, but in our judgments and reactions to those events. When faced with a challenging email from your boss, the first step is to recognize your emotional response. Acknowledging your feelings of frustration or anger is essential, as it allows you to confront them directly. However, Stoicism teaches us that we should not let these emotions dictate our actions. Instead, we should take a step back and evaluate the situation rationally. Ask yourself, what is within my control here? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? For example, rather than reacting defensively, you might choose to take a deep breath and reflect on the feedback. Is there merit in your manager's critique? Could it be an opportunity for you to improve your work? By reframing the situation in this way, you shift from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. This is the essence of Stoic emotional control, transforming negative feelings into constructive actions. Let's consider another scenario. You're having a disagreement with a close friend about a sensitive topic. Emotions are running high, and both of you are feeling hurt. In this moment, it's tempting to lash out or withdraw completely. However, the Stoic approach encourages us to pause and reflect. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you are about to complain of a fault in another, turn inward and examine your own." This self-reflection helps us recognize our own biases and triggers, allowing us to approach the situation with empathy and understanding. Instead of escalating the argument, you might decide to listen actively to your friend's perspective, acknowledging their feelings while calmly expressing your own. This practice of communication aligns with the Stoic ideal of treating others with respect and dignity, even in moments of conflict. By choosing to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, you strengthen your relationship and demonstrate emotional maturity. One of the most powerful tools for emotional control in Stoicism is the practice of negative visualization, known as premeditatio malorum. This technique involves imagining potential setbacks and challenges before they occur, preparing your mind to face them with equanimity. For instance, before entering a meeting where you expect to receive criticism, you might visualize the worst-case scenario and how you would handle it. By mentally rehearsing your response, you can reduce the emotional impact of unexpected feedback, making it easier to maintain your composure. Let's say you're preparing for a presentation at work. Instead of only focusing on the positive outcomes, you take time to consider what could go wrong. Forgetting your points, facing tough questions, or even receiving criticism. By contemplating these possibilities, you mentally equip yourself to handle them. As Seneca wrote, "A good character, when it is tested by adversity, is like a strong tree in a storm." This preparation allows you to become more resilient, enabling you to respond to challenges with a calm and rational mind. Moreover, practicing mindfulness can enhance your ability to control your emotions. Mindfulness involves being aware of your thoughts and feelings in the present moment without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, you create space between your emotions and your reactions. For example, during a stressful day, you might take a moment to breathe deeply and check in with yourself. Are you feeling anxious? Frustrated? Recognizing these emotions allows you to address them rather than letting them dictate your behavior. In addition to mindfulness, the Stoics emphasized the importance of self-discipline in emotional control. Self-discipline enables us to act in accordance with our rational thoughts rather than being driven by our impulses. For example, if you feel the urge to respond to a critical email with anger, self-discipline allows you to pause, reflect, and choose a more constructive response. This ability to regulate our emotions is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and achieving our goals. Consider a practical application of this principle in the workplace. If you're facing a challenging project and feel overwhelmed, instead of succumbing to stress, you can choose to break down the project into smaller, manageable tasks. By focusing on what you can control, your effort and preparation, you shift your mindset from one of defeat to one of empowerment. This approach not only alleviates stress, but also fosters a sense of accomplishment as you complete each task. Another essential aspect of Stoic emotional control is the recognition of our interconnectedness with others. Our emotional responses do not exist in isolation. They affect those around us as well. When we choose to respond thoughtfully, we not only improve our own well-being, but also create a positive environment for others. For instance, if you remain calm and composed during a stressful team meeting, your demeanor can influence your colleagues, encouraging them to respond similarly. In conclusion, the Stoic path to emotional control emphasizes the importance of choosing our responses wisely. By recognizing our emotions, reflecting on our thoughts, and employing techniques such as negative visualization and mindfulness, we can cultivate the ability to respond to challenges with grace and rationality. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we have the power to shape our reactions and maintain our inner peace. As we move forward in our exploration of Stoic principles, we will now delve into the importance of recognizing our individual contributions and how embracing our unique strengths can enhance our overall well-being. 5. Celebrating individual contributions to society. Picture this. You're at a community event in a vibrant neighborhood park in Atlanta, surrounded by people from various backgrounds. Families are enjoying picnics, children are playing games, and local artists are showcasing their talents. As you mingle with others, you hear various stories about different paths people have taken in their lives. One story stands out. A woman shares how she left her corporate job to start a non-profit organization focused on helping underprivileged youth. Her passion and dedication are palpable, and it sparks a conversation about the importance of individual contributions to society. This moment reflects a core Stoic principle, recognizing and celebrating the unique contributions each of us makes to the greater whole. The Stoics believe that every individual has a role to play in the larger community, and our unique strengths and skills contribute to the common good. This idea is rooted in the concept of Oikeiosis, which emphasizes our natural inclination to care for ourselves and others. When we understand our place within the community, we can better appreciate how our actions impact those around us. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "What is not good for the swarm is not good for the bee." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. Understanding our unique contributions can significantly enhance our sense of purpose and fulfillment. When we recognize that our individual strengths can benefit others, we cultivate a sense of belonging and interconnectedness. For instance, if you have a talent for teaching, sharing your knowledge with others can empower them and enrich your community. This creates a positive feedback loop where your contributions uplift others, leading to a more harmonious society. Let's consider the story of David, a software engineer who felt unfulfilled in his corporate job. He had a passion for coding and wanted to use his skills to make a difference. After much reflection, he decided to volunteer his time to teach coding to underserved youth in his community. Initially, he was apprehensive about his ability to make an impact, but as he began to work with the students, he quickly realized the profound effect he could have. His students not only learned valuable skills, but also gained confidence and a sense of hope for their futures. David's experience is a perfect illustration of how individual contributions can have a ripple effect. By embracing his unique abilities, he not only found fulfillment, but also positively impacted the lives of others. This aligns with the Stoic idea that we are all part of a larger whole, and our actions can contribute to the greater good. In addition to personal fulfillment, recognizing our contributions helps us build stronger connections within our communities. When we acknowledge the strengths of others, we create an environment of support and collaboration. For example, during a team project at work, if you identify a colleague's strength in creative problem solving, you can encourage them to take the lead on that aspect of the project. By valuing and celebrating each person's unique talents, you foster a culture of appreciation and teamwork. The Stoic philosopher Seneca emphasized the significance of community and shared values. He wrote, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. This understanding within a community is vital for collaboration and growth." When we recognize and appreciate each other's contributions, We strengthen the bonds that unite us, leading to a more vibrant and resilient society. Furthermore, embracing our individual contributions can also help combat feelings of isolation or inadequacy. In a world that often promotes comparison and competition, it's easy to feel like we don't measure up. However, by focusing on our unique strengths and the positive impact we can have, we shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Consider someone who is passionate about cooking and shares their meals with neighbors. By hosting community dinners, they not only nourish others but also create a sense of belonging and connection. This act of sharing fosters relationships and builds a supportive community. The act of giving, as the Stoics teach, enriches both the giver and the receiver. Recognizing our contributions also encourages us to reflect on our values and motivations. When we align our actions with our core beliefs, we foster a sense of integrity and authenticity. For instance, if your values include compassion and service, actively contributing to charitable causes can reinforce those beliefs and provide a deeper sense of fulfillment. This alignment between our values and actions is essential for a meaningful life. Moreover, the Stoics encourage us to view challenges as opportunities to demonstrate our character. When faced with adversity, we can ask ourselves how we can contribute positively despite the circumstances. For instance, during a community crisis, such as a natural disaster, individuals can come together to support one another. This spirit of solidarity reflects Stoic principles, as it emphasizes the importance of collective resilience and shared responsibility. As we delve into the impact of individual contributions on society, it's essential to recognize that our actions can inspire others to do the same. When we lead by example, we motivate those around us to embrace their unique strengths and contribute to the greater good. For instance, if you volunteer your time, others may be inspired to join you, creating a ripple effect of positive action within the community. In conclusion, celebrating our individual contributions is a vital aspect of Stoic philosophy. By recognizing our unique strengths and how they benefit others, we foster a sense of belonging and purpose. The Stoics teach us that our well-being is interconnected with that of the community, and by embracing our roles, we can create a more harmonious society. As we reflect on our contributions, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By cultivating thoughts of appreciation and service, we can enhance our lives and the lives of those around us. With this understanding of the importance of individual contributions, we can now explore how to find true happiness through virtue as we continue our journey through Stoic principles. 6. The Stoic way to happiness: living virtuously. Imagine you're walking through a serene park in Washington, D.C., where cherry blossoms are in full bloom. The sun is shining, and there's a gentle breeze, creating a peaceful atmosphere. As you take in the beauty around you, you strike up a conversation with a stranger sitting on a bench, who shares that they've been feeling lost and unfulfilled in life. They express a desire to be happy but struggle to find true contentment. This moment is a powerful reminder of a fundamental truth. Happiness is not something we find externally, but rather, it is cultivated through our actions and choices. This is at the core of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics firmly believed that true happiness is achieved through virtue. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, encompasses qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Unlike fleeting pleasures or material possessions, which can be easily lost or taken away, virtue remains steadfast and is within our control. The Stoic philosopher Seneca encapsulated this idea when he stated, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This perspective invites us to focus on what we can control, our character and our actions, rather than seeking happiness in external circumstances. When we talk about living virtuously, it's essential to recognize that the Stoics viewed virtue as a practice. It's not merely a set of traits we possess, but a way of living that requires continual effort and self-reflection. For example, let's return to our friend from the park who feels unfulfilled. They might begin by identifying areas in their life where they can cultivate virtue. Perhaps they have a talent for helping others, and they could volunteer at a local shelter. By acting on this impulse, they not only contribute positively to their community but also nurture their sense of purpose and fulfillment. Consider the Stoic concept of eudaimonia, often translated as human flourishing or well-being. Eudaimonia is achieved by living in accordance with virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote serves as a reminder that our mindset plays a crucial role in our happiness. By focusing on virtuous thoughts and actions, we can create a more fulfilling life. Let's explore how specific virtues can guide us toward happiness. Wisdom is the first and arguably the most essential virtue. It involves understanding the world, making informed choices, and recognizing what is truly valuable in life. For instance, when faced with a difficult decision, such as accepting a job offer or pursuing a passion project, wisdom allows us to weigh the pros and cons carefully. Rather than rushing into a choice based on fear of missing out or societal pressure, we can take the time to reflect on our values and what will ultimately lead to our happiness. Courage is another vital virtue that Stoics emphasize. Courage isn't just about facing physical dangers. It's also about confronting fears, embracing challenges, and standing up for what is right. For example, if someone is unhappy in their job due to a toxic work environment, courage may compel them to have a difficult conversation with their supervisor or even seek new opportunities. By acting courageously, they align their actions with their values and take steps toward a more fulfilling life. Next, justice plays a crucial role in cultivating happiness. Justice involves treating others fairly and contributing to the well-being of the community. When we engage in acts of kindness and service, we foster positive connections with others, which in turn enhances our own happiness. Volunteering at a local food bank or mentoring a young person can create a sense of fulfillment that comes from making a difference in the lives of others. Temperance or moderation is equally important. This virtue teaches us to find balance in our desires and pursuits. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of pleasure, whether through material possessions, social media validation, or excessive indulgence. However, Stoicism reminds us that true happiness is not found in excess but in moderation. For instance, if someone enjoys eating out or shopping, practicing temperance means enjoying these activities without letting them dominate their life or drain their resources. By finding balance, we can enjoy life's pleasures without becoming overly attached to them. To illustrate how these virtues work together to create happiness, let's consider a practical example. Imagine a woman named Lisa who works as a marketing manager. She feels unfulfilled in her job and is constantly chasing after promotions and accolades. However, Lisa begins to reflect on her values and realizes that her true passion lies in helping others. She decides to volunteer her marketing skills for a nonprofit organization focused on environmental conservation. Through this experience, Lisa embodies wisdom by recognizing her true calling, courage by stepping out of her comfort zone, justice by contributing to a cause she believes in, and temperance by balancing her professional ambitions with her desire to give back. As she dedicates her time and energy to the nonprofit, she discovers a sense of fulfillment and joy that she had been missing in her corporate job. By living in accordance with virtue, Lisa experiences eudaimonia, a flourishing life that is rich with purpose and meaning. Instead of seeking happiness in external validation, she finds it within herself as she aligns her actions with her values. This transformation is a testament to the power of Stoic principles in cultivating true happiness. As we navigate our own paths, it's important to remember that happiness is not a destination, but a journey. The Stoics teach us that happiness is accessible to everyone who chooses to live virtuously. It requires ongoing self-reflection, a commitment to personal growth, and the courage to act in accordance with our values. In conclusion, the Stoic way to happiness emphasizes the importance of living virtuously. By cultivating qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can create a fulfilling life that is not dependent on external circumstances. Stoicism teaches us that our happiness is rooted in our character and choices, and by embracing these principles, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. With this understanding of the Stoic way to happiness, we can now explore how to apply these principles to our daily lives and integrate Stoicism into our modern routines. 7. Practical Stoicism, applying ancient wisdom to modern challenges. Imagine you're sitting in a bustling coffee shop in Boston, surrounded by people typing away on their laptops and engaging in animated conversations. You overhear a discussion between two friends about the stress they're experiencing due to the pressures of everyday life, work deadlines, relationship struggles, and the constant bombardment of information from social media. They're searching for ways to cope with the chaos. This scene is all too familiar for many of us living in today's fast-paced world. But how can Stoicism and ancient philosophy provide practical tools for navigating these modern challenges? At its core, Stoicism offers a framework for approaching life's difficulties with resilience and clarity. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses to them. This principle is foundational to Stoic philosophy and is embodied in the teachings of philosophers like Epictetus, who famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This fundamental idea serves as a guiding principle for applying Stoicism in our daily lives. One of the first practical applications of Stoicism is the practice of shifting perspective. When faced with a challenging situation, take a moment to step back and evaluate it from a broader viewpoint. For example, if you receive negative feedback at work, instead of viewing it as a personal attack, consider it an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? How can I improve? This shift in perspective allows you to approach challenges with a growth mindset, transforming potential setbacks into valuable learning experiences. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of perspective by writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This insight encourages us to take ownership of our thoughts and reactions, empowering us to navigate challenges with greater confidence. Another effective Stoic technique is premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. This practice involves contemplating potential challenges or setbacks before they occur, preparing your mind to face them with composure. For instance, before an important presentation, take time to visualize possible obstacles, such as technical difficulties or tough questions from the audience. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios, you can reduce anxiety and increase your confidence. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview. Instead of solely focusing on the positive outcomes, consider the worst-case scenarios. What if you forget your answers, or what if they ask an unexpected question? By visualizing these possibilities, you can plan your responses and alleviate the fear of the unknown. This proactive approach aligns with the Stoic belief that preparation is key to resilience. Journaling is another powerful tool for self-reflection and emotional processing. The Stoics encouraged regular self-examination to cultivate self-awareness and improve decision-making. By taking time each day to write about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you can gain clarity and insight into your emotions. For instance, after a stressful day, you might journal about the challenges you faced and how you responded to them. Reflect on whether your reactions aligned with your values and Stoic principles. Ask yourself questions like, did I act with wisdom and temperance? How could I have approached the situation differently? This practice allows you to learn from your experiences and make more intentional choices moving forward. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can also enhance your ability to apply Stoic principles effectively. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, you create space between your emotions and your reactions. For example, if you find yourself feeling anxious before a meeting, take a moment to breathe deeply and check in with yourself. Acknowledge your feelings without criticizing yourself for having them. This awareness allows you to address them rather than letting them dictate your behavior. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of self-discipline, which is closely linked to rationality. Self-discipline enables us to align our actions with our values, even in the face of temptation. When we cultivate self-discipline, we strengthen our ability to make rational choices that support our long-term goals. For instance, if you're trying to adopt healthier eating habits but find yourself tempted by junk food, practicing self-discipline means enjoying these activities without letting them dominate your life or drain your resources. Moreover, the Stoics believed in the power of community and dialogue in refining our rationality. Engaging in discussions with others can provide new perspectives and insights that challenge our thinking. When we share our thoughts with trusted friends or mentors, we open ourselves to constructive criticism and growth. This process not only sharpens our rational faculties but also fosters deeper connections with others. Ultimately, applying Stoicism in daily life means living in accordance with virtue. This involves making choices that reflect qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in every aspect of life. For instance, if you encounter a moral dilemma at work, you can draw upon your values to guide your decision-making. As we reflect on the practical applications of Stoicism, it's clear that this ancient philosophy offers timeless wisdom for modern challenges. By shifting our perspective, practicing negative visualization, journaling, embracing mindfulness, practicing self-discipline, and engaging with our community, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater resilience and purpose. The Stoic path teaches us that happiness is not a distant goal, but a journey we embark on through our daily choices. As we integrate these principles into our lives, we empower ourselves to face challenges with grace and wisdom. With this understanding of practical Stoicism, we can now explore how to synthesize these principles into a fulfilling life as we conclude our exploration of Stoic philosophy. Synthesizing Stoic wisdom for a fulfilling life. As we conclude our exploration of Stoic philosophy, it's important to reflect on the key principles we have discussed and how they can be applied to create a fulfilling life. Throughout our journey, we have uncovered the significance of living in harmony with nature, embracing our instincts for self-preservation, harnessing the power of rationality, and understanding the value of individual contributions to society. Each of these concepts serves as a building block for achieving true happiness, which the Stoics believed is rooted in virtue. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but is cultivated through our choices and actions. When we focus on living virtuously, practicing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we align ourselves with our true nature and the greater good of our communities. The Stoics teach us that by taking responsibility for our thoughts and reactions, we can navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. Consider how you can integrate these Stoic principles into your daily life. Whether it's through shifting your perspective in challenging situations, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in meaningful community contributions, each small step you take can lead to significant personal growth. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By cultivating positive and virtuous thoughts, you lay the foundation for a more fulfilling existence. As you move forward, I encourage you to embrace the practice of self-reflection. Take time each day to journal about your experiences and the virtues you wish to embody. Ask yourself how you can apply Stoic wisdom to your current challenges and what actions align with your values. This practice not only enhances self-awareness but also empowers you to make intentional choices that contribute to your happiness. Furthermore, don't underestimate the importance of community. Reach out to friends, family, or mentors to discuss your thoughts on Stoicism and how it can be applied to modern life. Engaging in meaningful conversations fosters connections and allows you to learn from others' experiences. As Seneca wisely noted, one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. Finally, remember that the journey of living a Stoic life is ongoing. There will be moments of challenge and setbacks, but these are opportunities for growth. Embrace the Stoic belief that every obstacle can be a chance to demonstrate your character and resilience. As you cultivate a Stoic mindset, you'll find yourself better equipped to handle the ups and downs of life. We hope that this exploration of Stoic philosophy has provided you with valuable insights and practical tools to enhance your life. If you found this content helpful, please subscribe to the Stoic Viva channel for more engaging discussions on Stoicism and personal development. Like and share this video with others who may benefit from these timeless teachings. Together, let's cultivate a community committed to embracing Stoic wisdom and living fulfilling lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, the path to a meaningful life begins with the choices you make every day. As you step into the world, carry the principles of Stoicism with you, and may you find strength, clarity, and fulfillment in all that you do.